Check, check, check. It's greener now.
Hit the button. Right. Then you get it. There you go. See how you light it up green. Right. Just hit the button like I said. All right, citizens comments. I have one, Larry Moore. He's gonna wait till the agenda item. All right. So let's skip down. We got several folks here for under Parks and Recreation. 6.1, discuss and consider naming the new baseball fields on Cook Road in Winnie, the Yale DeVilliers Sports Complex, and the individual fields as follows: Tom Day, John P. McAdams, Alma Lois Turner, Dyers Thomas, and James Stratton. Commissioner, would you like to read the resolution?
Yes, sir. Whereas the members of Chambers County Commissioner Court recognize the need for the update of baseball fields in the Anahuac area. And whereas the members of Chambers County Commissioner Court are dedicated to honoring the work and legacy of Chambers County residents who have made a positive impact in their communities. And whereas Yale DeVilliers was a staple of the community in Eastern Chambers County as a successful businessman, community servant, and justice of the peace, precinct 1. During his life, Yale was an active supporter of East Chambers youth, helping countless young people grow and develop into prosperous community members. And whereas Tommy Leday was passionate about working with children and spent many years encouraging and guiding young people as a coach at East Chambers ISD. And whereas John P. McAdams lived a full and sensible life serving as justice of the peace, precinct 1 for 25 years, and guiding the people of Eastern Chambers County through his servant leadership. And whereas Alma Lois Turner served as county judge for 8 years until her retirement in January of 1987 as a pillar of the community and active supporter of youth activities throughout her entire life. And whereas Dyers Thomas worked for East Chambers ISD for many years before his retirement and patient and care for young people of his community, as well as remembered as, and whereas James Stratton was a long time resident and business member in the Winnie Stowe community, who dedicated to volunteering community, living his life based on the motto that he should always leave things better than he found them. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Chambers County members of Chambers County Commissioner Court do hereby recognize the aforementioned leaders of the Chambers County and dedicate the new Cook Road baseball field facility to Yale DeVilliers Sports Complex, will house the Tommy Leday Field, John P. McAdams Field, the Alma Lois Turner Field, and the Dyers Thomas Field, and the James Stratton Field. Be it resolved the 11th day of October 2022.
Yeah. Motion by Commissioner's Court, second by Commissioner's Court, and all those said in favor. Aye. Congratulations. It's good when you can remember our folks that have done so much for our community. Let's take 5 minutes and go out in the foyer and take a quick picture. Quick picture. So if y'all meet us out in the middle.
Service room, so.
All right, court come to order. Ryan, keep down out there.
We're not good.
Kyle, I thought that TV was on, is it not? It's not hooked up yet? It's not ready yet? Okay.
Ready when we get the civic agenda all set up.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let's go back to. Is Coach Olin here? Dick Olin? No, I haven't seen him.
I ain't saying.
All right, let's go back to the top. James Williamson here? Is he out there?
Check outside it.
No, come on, Ryan. He'll be in there.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't hear.
All right, 1.1, discuss consider resolution declaring October as Fire Safety Month. Ryan. Now he's left. The building. All right, good. Come on. You-
Alright. So I presented a resolution to court, since 1922, the NFPA has been declaring Fire Safety Week, which is actually the 9th to the 15th, but it's also a trend where they're just prevent say the whole month is fire prevention month. So I presented a resolution to the court for your consideration. And we have a few members of our firefighting community.
Go ahead and introduce him, Ryan.
So we have David Clark, the chief in Hope BSD.
Morning.
Good morning, David. Good morning.
Billy Smith, chief in Wasco BSD. Of
Morning.
course,
Morning.
he doesn't need an introduction.
He's infamous.
Infamous Ron Douglas. And so one thing I wanted to point out, and we just printed these stats out this morning, this guy's had a very busy weekend and week with.
Even with the burn ban on?
Correct.
Yeah.
It was very much needed. Due to the combination of the wind and the dryness and everything that's going on. So we ran some stats this morning. Last year at this same time on today's date, they responded to 21 calls versus 73 this year. 14 grass and brush fires versus 38 as of today's date. So definitely see that's like a 247% increase in the total call volume. And so with 171% in just the grass and brush fires, so we've definitely seen an uptick. Just periodically happens with the weather like that. But it takes a lot of resources, when they have something like this. And it's difficult to put out, I tell them. And but anyway, any questions from the board?
You want to read the resolution?
Oh, sure. Let's flip back here.
I wasn't gonna make you read it, Ryan, but since Commissioner Gore said.
Yeah.
My bad.
I got it. I'll do it. Whereas, actually, this mic's on. There we go. Now we're on. Whereas Chambers County, Texas is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting Chambers County, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at the greatest risk from fire. And whereas every 23 seconds, a fire department in the United States responds to a fire somewhere in the nation, a fire occurs in a structure at the rate of 1 every 65 seconds, and a home fire occurs every 93 seconds, according to the National Fire Protection Association, that has been an official sponsor of Fire Prevention Week since 1922. And whereas in the United States, there were 1,353,500 fires responded to in 2021, resulting in 3,800 civilian deaths and 15.9 billion in property damage. Of those, 75% of the deaths occurred in the home. Whereas Chambers County residents should identify places in their homes where fires can start and eliminate those hazards, and by installing working smoke alarms, which can cut the risk of dying in a house by 50%. And whereas the National Fire Protection Association has announced Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape as the theme for Fire Prevention Week, October 9th through 15th, reinforcing the critical importance of developing a home fire escape plan with all members of the household and practicing it regularly. In addition, this October represents the 100th anniversary of Fire Prevention Week, the nation's longest running public health observance on record. Therefore, Chambers County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim October 2022 as Fire Prevention Month throughout this county and urge all the people of Chambers County to support the many public safety activities and efforts of fire and emergency services during Fire Prevention Month 2022. And I attached to the resolution information from the NFPA about smoke alarms, and then also a little worksheet to where you can make a fire escape plan. So when we send it out, we'll attach those links to.
Can you burn all that yellow stuff up?
Pollen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I want to just commend y'all because some of those fires I've been listening to, y'all have paid multiple trips out on these fires.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, we're from 2 to 6 hours on these, a single fire. And I know we had one guy, Billy, slipped, have to go to the hospital. And just want people to realize how dangerous it is out there for our firefighters and first responders. Responding to these fires and the heat and everything else that they have to deal with. So I commend you.
Yeah,
Same
ditto
here.
from Commissioner Court, appreciate all you do. All right, motion,
To add to what Jimmy said and then what Ryan said, so another stat so that everybody understands. So ran some numbers this morning. So between 8 o'clock Friday morning and midnight last night, the fire departments in Chambers County have spent 27 hours fighting fires just this weekend alone. So those guys have done a phenomenal job and doing outstanding work. So appreciate everything they're doing. So
thanks, sir.
For sure.
I entertain a motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Tice, second by Commissioner Combs, those in favor,
Uh,
opposed, motion carries, thank you all. 1.2, discuss, consider update from County Clerk on November 8, 2022, joint general election. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
Morning, Heather. Good morning.
So first of all, I just want to do a little FYI for the court and anybody listening that the last day to register to vote is today.
Hey.
The last day to get a ballot by mail, to apply for that ballot by mail is October 28th. So that's coming up very quickly. Sample ballots can be found on our website. Early voting locations and election day locations and times can be found on the website. We've added a new early voting location. That's the Cove Community Building. We're trying to alleviate some of the parking issues, the sheer numbers that vote at Goss Library on the north side of 10. So we're opening up another location on the south side of I-10 to hopefully alleviate. We voted 10,000 there in 2 weeks last go round. So we really are trying to alleviate some of that. Don't forget your ID when you go to vote. And I think also I want the public to know that in the last legislative session, a law was passed that if you were elected in the primary and don't have an opponent in November, that those candidates are now declared elected and they are just listed as declared elected. So if you go and you think you're going to try to vote for, and it's statewide and county races, that if you go to vote and you don't have an opportunity to vote for somebody, that's because they've already been declared elected, and you'll just see the list of names who are declared elected. That does not affect, the law probably needs to be tweaked, any poly subdivisions. So school boards, water, those kinds of entities did not fall under that state law. So when you see on the ballot that somebody's running unopposed in a school election and you're wondering why that wasn't already declared elected, that's why, because this is just for state and county offices, and we'll work on getting that changed. We have new equipment. We had a mock election on September 22nd. It was a great success. We're calling it the Texas two-step. There are 2 steps to voting now. You must you'll receive a blank piece of paper. You'll stick that into the machine. You'll vote. It'll print out on that machine. But in order for that ballot to be cast, it must go through a scanner. The scanner is the brains of the operation. So please do not think that that is a receipt. That is a live ballot with the people that you voted for on that live ballot. And in order for it to count, you must scan it. So we don't want people walking out with their ballot. We are going to have extra workers there to make sure that you know to go to the scanner. Remember, there's 2 steps, the Texas 2-step. You've got to scan that ballot for it to count. And I think that's it, Judge, unless there's any questions.
Any questions?
Did you get another scanner?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So we have 2 scanners now for Goss.
Yeah, it seemed to be the bottleneck there for.
Yeah. And I thank you all that came to the mock election because it was really a success for the poll workers, for voters to see how the new equipment worked.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right, 2.1, discuss, consider Justice of the Peace Precinct 4 audit report. Lindsay, you thinking that looks like you're the only auditor here? Good morning.
Yes, I'm filling in for Jerry. So overall, this was a clean audit. The office is in compliance with receiving and depositing and charging the PC 30 fees. They did start submitting their monthly reports to Commissioner's Court. I think most JPs were not aware of that. The 2 biggest thing is just improving the physical security of their collections and improving their collections on payment plans. So other than that, and they provided a response. It should be at the end of the report.
So what about the separation of duties? We only got 2 employees.
I know that's a touchy subject with most JPs because their staff is small. It just is a check and balance to make sure one person can't input a payment and they also are the same, clerk reversing it or voiding it. It just helps prevent any improper use. So. And I think her biggest thing is that they did request an additional staff, and I think she put that in the report as well.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion to accept the report. Second, motion by Commissioner Gore, second by Commissioner Tice. Those in favor? Opposed, motion carries. 3.1, discuss, consider widening Kilgore Parkway from Highway 99 east to FM 3180. 2 lanes, 4 lanes, and funding 50% of the cost. $2 million in lieu of tax abatements and CCID 3. This is something we approved last court. Just looking for some clarification.
Yeah, and the clarification would be that just for the portion that where developers, industrial developers would be tied to the road, we don't want to give them curb cuts until this road's widened. So we'd be willing, we approved last court to pitch in 50% of it. It seems there might be some imbalance between some CCIDs because we've had that requirement in other cases and we didn't help. So we have agreed that this will be in lieu of any tax abatements for those businesses that would be using that portion of the road. And that would be my motion.
All right, motion by Commissioner Combs, second by Commissioner Tice. Any questions?
Where's the funds at?
Our 2 million.
Am I reading this? We're putting up 2 million?
Yes, that's what we approved last time.
Right.
And they're actually, I got a text from BJ. We've been talking about. There were 2 projects that were putting on hold. One was Targa, and one was somebody else on the hill.
1 Oak, I think.
1 Oak and Targa, and the 2 million, 1 million each up front on their tax abatements. And that was going to be dedicated to the road projects.
Yeah, that was
And
$2 million.
those 2 projects, here it is. I won't be court today. We'll follow up with you and Aaron, the revival of Targa and 1 Oak 381 agreements, $2 million that we discussed, Commissioner Collins. So that will be where it comes from. Last time we said it would come out of tax note, we put some other projects to the side and do this widening. But I think we can use that instead. Either way, the money's there. All right, any other questions? Those in favor? Opposed, motion carries. 3.2, discuss and consider Kilgore Parkway design alternatives or land acquisition.
Judge, I want to take that to executive session for property acquisition.
Okay, 3.2, executive session. 3.3, discuss and consider change order number 14 for FM 1409 to Sterling Delaware Holding Company Incorporated, DBA Texas Sterling Construction for asphalt crack repair in the amount of 109,387.41. Good morning, Larry.
Judge, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen,
Morning, Larry.
my name is Larry Marr. I'm with DE Corporation. I'm the engineer of record for FM 1409. Since February of this year, we've had very low or none at all rain. And so a lot of the soil conditions around this area have dried, cracks have occurred. And the dry soil then has now affected the edge of the asphalt pavement on 1409. We have contacted Texas Sterling, the general contractor for the road. They have engaged AAA Paving as a subcontractor to recommend paving repairs, crack filling, so to speak. They have made their recommendations. Yesterday, we finally got their final prices for this work. Just to let you know, the dollar amount that's on the agenda has changed slightly. It's about $30 less, $109,356.02. That was due to some rounding errors by the contractor. We're recommending that the court approve change order 14, or in this case, conditionally approve change order 14, because we are still waiting on 2 items from the subcontractor, and we're waiting on TxDOT's formal approval of change order 14. We have submitted the change order to TxDOT, and we're waiting for their approval. TxDOT had already approved the 2 methods of the crack repair. So we believe their approval of change order 14 is just a formality. The contractor has to apply or to abide by TxDOT's criteria for contractors and subcontractors. They have to be on the E-Verify system. And this subcontractor has applied and waiting to get his E-Verify approval with TxDOT. Those are the 2 things we're waiting on. So I'm recommending a conditional approval for this change order. Another item, AAA Paving has a window starting next week to work on this. If they're unable to start next week, it may be December or January before they can start. And cold temperatures will impede the crack repair process. So we're hoping to get this done sooner as opposed to later.
Maybe it'll rain between now and then. And close them up. I'm kidding. It's not gonna rain.
You those days up.
I'm not very good at predicting the future, Judge.
All right, entertain a motion. What we gotta do. Motion by Commissioner Hammond, second by Commissioner Tice.
So they're gonna shut down this road to do these repairs?
No, the repairs are all at the edge of the shoulder. So they will only do the TxDOT standard shoulder closures. The road will continue to be open.
Okay, then there we get a full release from this here, and we'll have to go back and fool with it as a county again.
That's the idea.
Is that in our agreement? I mean,
I'm
has that
sorry.
been part of our agreement with them that we do get a complete?
Once they sign, once TxDOT takes it,
Okay,
then we'll be relieved of any liability.
That's
But
correct.
they're not gonna take it until we get this done,
That
correct?
is correct.
So anyway, this addresses that cracking problem, but we have other problems that are worse than that, and we have some of the shoulder that's actually sloughing off. That will not be able to be fixed by this process right here, so.
So we're not done with.
We still got more agony coming, for sure, so.
Well, and the good news is we still got money in that project.
And I think you got the email from Corey yesterday that TxDOT isn't gonna take that repair for some of this.
For this.
Yeah, for that.
Separation,
Right,
right.
the pictures he sent yesterday.
Is
So,
that due to the drought as well, or was that due to contractor?
so they went and looked and they don't see where the contractor's done anything wrong. Everything that they did had been signed off by DEC and approved by TxDOT. So, I mean, they followed all the rules and the process and all that, so, I mean. It's hard to pinpoint it to any one particular thing other than a drought, so.
All right, got a motion second. Those in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
3.4, discuss, consider renewing parking lot lease for employee parking and approve annual fees at the Anahuac Library from Chambers County, Chambers Liberty Navigation District.
You have the, do you have the lease in front of you?
We do, we have the lease agreement and the letter from
Sarah Phelps?
Sarah.
Yeah, it looks like we haven't paid anything.
You haven't paid a dime.
No, and they haven't, I don't know why they hadn't invoiced this, but anyway, we need to get caught up and then pay that $100 annual fee going forward.
Yeah, I'll move that we approve it, and get up on our payments.
That's $1,400.
Motion by Commissioner Combs.
Second.
I thought that you do Gore. Second by Commissioner Gore. Bobby, we tell them we're gonna set this up, that annual payments, let them ask them to invoice us or,
I'll get it somehow.
okay, I appreciate it. All right, those in favor?
Uh,
Opposed, motion carries. 3.5 is a public hearing at 10 a.m. for the closure of Needle Point Road due to safety concerns in regards to the music festival from October 29th through 31st, 2022, from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. And it's now 10:06 a.m. We're going to public hearing at this time. Any public comments concerning that? Hear no public comments, still 10:06 a.m. We'll adjourn out of public hearing, go back into regular session of Commissioners Court. 3.6, discuss and consider the closure of Needle Point Road due to safety concerns in regards to a music festival from October 29th through 31st, 2022, from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Move for approval.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Tice. Any questions?
I just want to know if Commissioner Gore is gonna attend.
He's gonna put his wig on. No.
We have the sign ready, programmed already, and we will put it out whenever.
Are you going?
I
No,
think I'm washing my hair. I'm washing my hair that weekend.
You gotta stop by and pick up Bobby.
Yeah, pick up Bobby on the way. He
no.
needs a designated driver anyway.
Yeah.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. 5.1. Discuss and consider accepting $50,000 grant from Southeast Texas Housing Finance Corporation to be used for affordable housing and all related services. Sam.
Hi,
morning.
how are y'all? So the judge got a letter last week before last, the days blur together in my life now, from the Southeast Texas Housing Finance Corporation, colloquially known as SEF. They are offering to give us a $50,000 grant with only one string attached, that we use it for affordable housing and or related services. I guess 1.5 strings attached, then we can't put it in our general revenue account. So we can't use it just for like general funds. So in the past, we've donated that money to the Senior Citizens Project, which, as we all know, no longer exists. So I just kind of gave y'all some ideas of how we could potentially use it to maybe provide some home improvement grants for very low income persons. I looked at the HUD model for that. There's a bunch of different things that we can do with it. That's not the decision we're making today. All that I'm asking you guys to do today is to vote to accept the funds.
Motion for.
Motion by Commissioner Ties. Excuse me. Second by Commissioner Gore. Question?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple comments.
Go ahead.
At least one. I mean, this is gonna be a great thing. I appreciate it because we have people that we do take Meals on Wheels to right now that has no water and no electricity and no nothing in their house. That we're delivering meals to, that's all they get. So this is gonna be a great thing.
So we'll set up a process then come in.
Yeah, I'll get some feedback from you guys on what we officially want to do. I'll, pick one of y'all and we'll kind of start
You
having
might,
a little committee.
Sam, you might ask them what said, how other districts are doing it.
So I provided you guys a list in the packet of what other districts have done. And I can ask those counties, or other organizations, I should say, for feedback. I also HUD used to do a program. They don't do it anymore. So I pulled the HUD numbers for what they determined to be very low income. And it's, I want to say off the top of my head, like $38,000 household income, give or take. But yes, we'll get a formalized process that will be approved by court if that's the route we go. Certainly.
We have a structure through the long-term recovery process. United Way's already got it in place and all their overhead is paid. They can put 100%. I mean, the structure's already there.
That may be the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll look into that.
Mr. Combs wants to work with you on that.
That would be great.
All right, got a motion second. Those in favor? Opposed, motion carries 5-2. Discuss, consider presentation request from Dick Owen to be the ring sponsor for 2023 Bayou Bowl. And actually, that's going to be tabled to the 25th.
Perfect.
But I will tell you that Mount Bellevue's donated $25,000 to sponsor. Barbers Hill is going to be the venue for the game. It's the East-West Texas East-West game. And they are staying at the Days Inn and Super 8 motels, which are in Mont Bellevue, eating in the restaurants. And the ring sponsor is $5,000 to $10,000. Hopefully he'll have a better number by the time it comes back on the 25th. But I think it's gonna be a great exposure for our county.
I agree.
Okay, so we'll table it. Anything else on it, Sam?
No, he emailed me while I was out in the lobby, so.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, 5.3, discuss and consider senior citizen services in Chambers County. Ben.
So I was asked to bring this back this week just for you guys to talk a little bit more about it. Made some modifications to the proposal based on feedback. Again, like I said last time, don't know that there's a right or a wrong answer. This is just y'all's decision to make so that you know where we are.
I had asked Samantha to bring this back and change it up a little bit and take out the full-time employee. I'm still asking for the increases for Lana, Robbie, and Christie over health services.
Christie and Landis or just Christie?
Just Christie's all that's in that proposal.
We, right now,
Does Landis agree with that? Y'all visited?
I haven't visited with-
I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet either.
Right now, we have 120 something people right now that we take care of out of the Wendy office, and it's growing anywhere from 5 to 10 a week. We have been coordinating with Commissioner Hammond's office to help get some of it taken care of, but we have also been turning down 5 to 10 a week because we cannot get to them. And that's the reason I asked this here to be brought back to put on the part-time driver that the senior citizen group had for them, because she is ready to go to work. And we will have an additional vehicle now that we utilize. So, I mean, I would just like to see us move forward with this, because, I mean, we're not able to help as many people as we can right now.
So just a couple things while y'all kind of mull it over and before y'all make a vote. Based on these numbers that I ran, there will be no out-of-pocket costs to the county. There will actually be a profit made if we do this. The second thing that became apparent to us is that a lot of the people that are currently on the program are actually going to expire. Their enrollment will expire before the end of the month. And so we're going to have to figure out, Robbie and I are working on figuring out how to get them re-enrolled.
So that's the annual enrollment?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we needed that additional for.
So, I mean, I just kind of an update while y'all kind of mull it over, but as always.
I thought we were gonna wait a few weeks and try to find a faith-based
There is none out there. No.
So-
So how we know? Have we looked?
We have.
I've talked to quite a few as well.
Well, I got some information this morning and we have one that's very interested in doing that, so,
The Meals on Wheels or the
yeah,
transportation?
the Meals on Wheels.
Okay, well, the only thing I'm covering right here is the transportation.
So that has nothing to do with indigent health then.
Well, it does. Because
The
all these
transportation.
people are indigent that we're taking.
No, but what I'm saying is the indigent health department's not gonna be working with them, the
We're
transportation side
probably
of it.
still gonna have to intake them speaking.
Well, so an important thing to note here is that a lot of the people that we're currently providing transportation for, would we be eligible for reimbursement for those people through HGAC? If we did the paperwork and the
The
intake
intake.
and all that, yes. So that's up to you guys on if y'all want to move forward with seeking reimbursement. Now, I'm not saying that we have to do it all together. We can be the transportation provider and somebody else can be the meals provider. But I just don't think that we ever realized that we were actually probably eligible for reimbursement on that.
No, I've never heard them.
So, I mean, not all, but some, and if we can recoup some money, that would be wonderful, I think. So Bobby, you had something to say? Sorry.
You know, the meals, the meals, I don't know what happens over at Weenie, but as far as Anahuac in this area, the meals are cooked at the First Baptist Church here.
No, sir. That's the hot meal only. What we're talking about is the frozen meals that are
Oh,
delivered
okay.
weekly. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I know that there's no sponsor for the meals that are being cooked there. I don't know what happens there.
The hot meals, they're wanting to form their own organization and complete and continue on that process. So they're forming a separate organization to do the hot meals.
They will have be a 501c.
They're working on it. Yes, sir.
Okay, because I think before anyone will contribute, they have to have that.
Yes, sir. They're aware of that. They're working on it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So
So I think I'm confused of what we're trying to accomplish here,
Me too.
because this here is addressing the Meals on Wheels program. So, and then understand the transportation deal, because we're in the same way. I got 2 vehicles right
Yeah.
now that run every single day, so without a doubt.
you can separate them out. That's just a proposal as if we were to take over every single thing. You could
Okay,
separate
so-
it out.
The only deal that we're not taking, which we're actually take care of, is Meals on Wheels. We don't actually own the program right now. But to me, this is what this proposal is, for us to take over the Meals on Wheels. So. And
Well-
I think we have somebody who wants to do that, so.
Yes, I did
Yes,
talk to, I talked to Blake Sylvia, and he mentioned that there was a church that wanted to volunteer.
Yes.
It's twofold, though. It's the Meals on Wheels plus
It
the
is.
increase for the,
No.
Those that would be
what-
handling that.
Yeah, what I'm asking for has nothing to do with Meals on Wheels. We don't deliver the meals. What I'm asking for is, we're taking on an additional driver, an additional vehicle. And I can say we're gaining anywhere from 5 to 10 people a week. And I mean, we do 10 to 15 people a day.
So the way that I wrote the item was discuss and consider senior services so that you guys could make a motion on whatever within that realm you wanted to make. So if y'all want to make the motion, that discuss, that you approve motion, hiring that person, giving Lana the raise, y'all have that opportunity. That's why I wrote the item so vague. The numbers that I'm giving you, I'm just giving you based on what I have to work with. So
When is Blake's people wanting?
He's supposed to
I
get-
hope they would have been here today if they was really interested. That's.
we got to the end of the month. We approved it to the end.
It was on court.
We got till whenever.
Well,
That's true.
do we,
But I mean-
because it's starting to get overwhelming for me.
well, I'm just saying, I mean, Blake keeps calling my office and everybody office around here. If they was that interested, he would have been here, or someone from that organization has been here. So it's disappointing to me that everybody's reaching out like that, but they don't show up.
But did they know it was on the agenda now?
Yeah, so
Well, actually, I thought we were gonna be reaching out to them.
we have Samantha has reached out to 6 or 7, every one of them said no. So that's my concern.
It's
Well,
hard to find a volunteer.
but I'm really confused about the blending of the two right here. There's the Meals on Wheels, which is what I thought we were talking about. But these salary increases and you got a new driver, I believe, coming in
No,
next year.
I got a part-time
Part-time.
driver. I got a driver that gets over 40 hours a week right now that's gonna go full.
Okay,
And
that's the one that'll be approved for our next budget year.
it's already approved.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are these rate increases and additional part-time bus driver and stuff that's in the spreadsheet? I'm looking at my
The
packet.
additional part-time bus driver is because we can't keep up.
Okay, so, but clarification, I think Meals on Wheels also had a, part of it was transportation.
Yes.
Right.
The Meals on Wheels is
I
missing.
think we're blending the two.
Well,
We're
they
add
were,
that to our transportation or what?
No, this is, I'm only discussing transportation on mine.
so I just
bills.
want to clarify that they were together. And that when they folded, then Commissioner Hammond and Commissioner Gore's office had to pick up additional, they had to pick up those clients, basically. So the reason that they're all in one in the proposal is because they were all one organization.
Yes.
And the reason for the raises is because I know that my office, this is what I have spent. And sorry, I'm tearing up. I have spent the last 6 weeks working on this and stressing out and trying to figure out the right thing to do here. And it has been an immense amount of extra work for my office and for the girls in my office. And I know for Lana and I know for everybody else. That's the purpose of the raises here, is that we cannot continue to ask our people to do more work without financially supporting them. Sorry, I'm getting teared up.
You don't have to apologize. Near and dear to your heart, I understand.
Well, like I said, and I've told all of you guys this, I mean, we've been in the trenches trying to figure out all of these issues, realizing that these people don't have power and they don't have water and all this. So I am very emotionally compromised by this. And I recognize that. And I worry about if we put it anywhere but Mid-County, the majority of the residents are in Mid-County, and will they get the quality of service that they should have? And should it be two separate organizations or one? And trust me, I've thought about all of this over and over and over for the past few weeks. I'm just, I will present whatever you guys want me to present with a smile on my face, like I always say. I just,
So regardless of what we do with Meals on Wheels, we're still gonna have a transportation part there.
yes, and you can
Period.
make that motion. That's why I specifically wrote the item the way that I did, so that y'all had some freedom to make a
And
decision.
that's my motion, Judge. I'll make a motion that we move ahead and hire the part-time driver so I can get some assistance and give Lana the increase. If we want to look at the other two later, when we go back to the meals, I totally understand that. But still, Samantha.
Wait a minute, wait, you're rambling.
Yeah.
Give me a motion.
My motion is to hire the part-time bus driver and give Lana the increase for the increased workload that we're seeing.
I'll second that.
Now I got a motion in a second. Questions?
Didn't we
Comment.
just give a raise?
This here has nothing to do with that raise.
Yeah, it does.
We gave her something for next year, yeah.
And we gave her one last year too.
That has nothing to do with it. We're not discussing that right now.
Well,
Well, no, they can
it
discuss it.
Well, I mean,
factors in.
That's not what we're discussing on this agenda item, what I'm saying.
Alright,
Because
so-
anytime we're picking up, when that organization shut down and they put out that they were closing up. I mean, we go countywide picking up indigent and bringing them anyway to everywhere. And it is just, it's gotten crazy. We have a ton of people and I mean, I have been driving the bus. I mean, so. We're good. We got a second, we got a motion and a second, Judge.
Got it.
So,
You know what, we're discussing.
yeah, I mean, I don't agree with raises at all for anybody on this. I mean, everybody's at work already. They're getting paid. We just gave out raises. We gave a raise to Lana. We gave a raise to Robbie, significant raise. And your office is getting an employee and
No, we're not getting a new employee.
No, I am.
her office is.
Sam's off.
And
Oh, my bad.
But I think,
I run more traffic through my office than any of the other commissioners'
I
office
disagree
by
with that.
far.
I disagree with
I
that.
don't
Well, y'all pull the numbers, look
No,
at
it
it.
doesn't matter. He's talking about dump stickers. We're talking about.
I'm talking about people coming through my office, period.
well, and I want to justify too for my department, because we handle $40 million in grants. That's more than many other counties in the entire state that are larger than us handle, and that's Robbie and I. And all I'm asking is for a raise. First of all, I'm not paid anywhere near what I should be paid to do this job. Comparably, I just pulled the HGAC report. I'm $40,000 below where I should be, and that's okay because I like working here. but I get job offers regularly to go work other places. I'm lucky to have the staff that I have, but we have to pay our people what they deserve to be paid. And I've just now got Robbie to where she needs to be, where my girls need to be, but it's hard for me to stand here as an employee that goes above and beyond. I worked yesterday, for God's sake. I have worked on this without asking for anything. Anytime anybody calls me or my staff and asks for anything, we go above and beyond. So to hear that they don't deserve more to take on additional work is incredibly frustrating for me as a department head, as a person, as a taxpayer. And I am sorry, I'm crying right now. I'm just frustrated beyond belief because of the amount of crap that I deal with on a daily basis.
We got to clean that training somewhere.
No, I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
almost done and I'm gonna go back to my office. And I'll work the rest of the day because that's the type of person and the department that you have in my department. That despite the fact that y'all have hurt my feelings today, I will go back and do a great job because that's what I do.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Then repeat the motion, Commissioner.
To hire the part-time driver and give Lana and William Brees.
All right, yeah, in my opinion, we still got things down out on this.
We still have the meals and everything else. I mean, I'd like to know when the organization is ready to step up and start it, because we need to, because Samantha's wife, her office is taking it. We're doing intakes over there. We're doing everything that the senior citizen group is doing now. And so,
Which is why I think we need to hit the pause button on it and get it worked out.
well, it's not pausing though. We're not pausing on the amount of people that's calling.
I know last court, we agreed to give it a month and try to find something.
On the meals.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is not the meal.
But if you're referencing the meals for the extra work.
No, no. Transportation.
Transportation.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, got a motion second. Where am I? 5.3. Those in favor? Opposed?
No,
They,
And I'll vote nay, and we'll bring it back next court.
We're just kicking the can down the road. There's been a bad habit of this court for years. And it just makes me sick.
Okay, Dan, that's your opinion, Commissioner. Appreciate it. 5.4, discuss, consider purchase of body cameras for constables utilizing ARPA funds.
I need to postpone this item and let IT review it.
Okay, so you table it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 7.1, discuss, consider Jim Silva Sports Complex deductive change order number 2, amount of $6,097.64. Mike, Bobby, pass that mic to Mike, please.
So this will officially close out the Jim Sylvia Sports Complex.
Jim Silva.
So, sorry.
That's okay.
So I recommend acceptance.
we're getting a refund.
Motion by Commissioner Gore, second, yeah, by Commissioner Combs. Questions, other than we're getting a refund?
Yeah, how do we get a refund? Awesome.
Mike, did a good job, man.
It's Mike Gafford's hard work. How's
It
that?
is. I'm gonna tell you what, that guy's dedicated.
Thank you, Mike.
I'll say that.
And we are gonna have a ribbon cutting. We're just trying to come up with some dates and everything.
All right, those in favor?
All right,
Opposed, motion carries. 7.2, discuss, consider approving Beam Professionals to provide design services for the re-roof of White Spark Community Building. So PBK Architects, an amount of $18,000.
This is just getting us rolling so we can get the roof replaced on White Spark.
so move. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Childs, second by Commissioner Gore. Questions? Those in favor? Opposed, motion carries. 8.1. Discuss, consider memorandum of understanding with East Chambers ISD, allow any waste to dispose of 1 full garbage truck of waste per week with no charge.
I think that this was already discussed and approved, and it's just kind of going through court finalized as the FYI.
Yeah, finalize the MOU with,
Yes, sir.
with the district.
And we need a motion on it. Judge?
Yeah.
So moved.
second,
Motion by Commissioner Gore, second by Commissioner Combs. Questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 10.1, public hearing. Oh, I missed that one. Public hearing 10 a.m. to discuss mass gathering permit for Freaky Deaky Music Festival to be held October 29th through 30th, 2022, Houston Raceway Park. Bobby, do you know what they sing? It's 10:29 a.m. We'll go into the public hearing at this time. Any public comments on the mass gathering permit?
I'm not going.
Any public comments? Here none, 10:29, still 10:29. We'll recess. We'll adjourn out of public hearing, go back into regular session. Discuss, consider approving mass gathering permit for Freaky Deaky Music Festival will be held October 29th through 30th, 2022, Houston Raceway Park. Ryan, anything we need to know?
Yes, sir. I emailed them and spoke with Seth. They owe the permit fee as per the court regulations, and also the music festival registration that they have to do with the clerk's office are the only two items I have not received, and I had a conversation, so they're aware of it. I just want to.
So you want us to prove it pending those
Yes,
two
sir.
items being received?
Yes, sir. Which I have no doubt they're going to do. They just.
And we finalized our agreement with them, I think, earlier this year.
Good.
Where they get penalized if they.
If their sound gets.
Yeah.
Sound level gets up.
And there were no issues that I'm aware of last year. And in fact, we're going to do some of the same things we did last year and more, take the command center out there, set it up. We'll have, and law enforcement will be out there. We'll have a command and control point, and it worked really well last year. And so we're going to plan on doing that at all these events like this.
All right, entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Combs, second by Commissioner Tice. And with the approve it pending those two things being accepted,
Yes.
Billy
Yes, sir.
and Mark. All right, any other questions, comments, those in favor? Opposed, motion carries. 12.1, discuss, consider allowing full-time, thank you, Ryan. Full-time employees to work overtime on the golf course on an as-needed basis. James.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It would be a minimal cost. I approached one of the employees to do this. I've had in 28 years, this is the toughest year I've had trying to keep kids working. It's been very tough this year. This guy was willing to do this and step up and take care of it.
So he would,
It would just be as needed. I'm taking a minimum of maybe $500 or $600 a year. It would be an extra.
I say he'd be, you're currently paying $12.19, and overtime he'd be making $15 now.
Right.
So by law, doesn't he have to make time and a half? I mean, how can
Yes,
he? how can
yes.
he do that?
Anything over 40.
So he's going to be making more than 15.
No.
He's making 10 now.
Oh, I thought it said 12.
No,
No.
$12.19 is what he's paying a part-time person.
He makes $16.20 an hour. He's a full-time employee.
Oh, okay.
If he works over on this other job, then it's $15 an hour.
Oh, I don't know about that, James.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that. I think we got to pay him time and a half.
It'd be 27.
Well, that job is paying 10.
It doesn't, he's a full-time employee. If he works over in the department, he gets time and a half.
Yeah, I don't think you can jump the rate around. I don't know.
Well, if he's doing a different job.
I don't know, go down there, have you talked to Chelsea?
No, I haven't.
All right, let's do 12.2, discuss, consider request to increase all grant fees. You can walk down and talk to Chelsea after we do this one.
Okay.
Hey, Judge, what
And come back.
about the road bridge hands that drive?
Hey, that's a different department, I think that, but we can ask HR.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Any
drive
other
solid
county
waste.
employee that goes over to work in
another
mosquito control
or solid
or
waste.
solid waste. Yeah. But since it's a different department, I don't know if that makes a difference.
I don't even.
So let's do 12.2, and then you can walk down and talk to him. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. $2 grants fees, $2 beginning January 1, 23.
It's probably been about 6 or 7 years since we've had an increase. I don't think it's a very big increase considering how everything else has gone up.
I don't think it's enough.
How much you want to go?
I'm dead serious.
No, I know too.
Well,
Uh,
and
I'm
I,
very serious.
and what you're saying, I understand, but in my years of dealing with commissioners through the years, is they always wanted a reasonable price for the citizens of Chambers County.
Well, we
You
did
did.
for garbage collection too, our drop offs, so, you know, we
Uh,
raised that
Well, so what,
200%.
We've done very well on income this year. First time in a long
I don't
time.
care. My comment is it ain't enough.
Okay.
it ain't enough, you heard that. So it's, what are they charging over? Eagle Point?
Eagle Point is $46 a day and weekends is 63.
And what are we?
We're 26 and 31.
Where you at on this, Commissioner Ty?
Yeah, I don't
You're the
think so.
golf.
Yeah, you're the
You're the
golf.
golf guy.
I concur with James, and most of our members that can play consistently are seniors and retired people.
Do we have a senior rate?
But we do have senior rank.
Yeah, and we
Yes,
gotta
it's
get senior.
$15.
You don't want them to go up because you play out there.
$15 during the week. It's $2 on weekends for senior and non-senior.
What is it again, Jack?
22 for seniors and non-seniors on weekends. During the week, it's 16. That's
Non-members.
So how much you wanna go up, Billy?
It's 12. There's so many rates out there. It's crazy.
Whatever he proposed times 5. Really, I don't think $10 is too much.
If you make it.
My motion is to raise the fees $10.
Hang on, Mike, I got a motion. I got a motion, have a second?
I don't play golf. I have no idea.
I think it's
Okay,
okay.
you wanna make seconds, we'll get on the floor,
Who made the motion?
motion go up $10,
$10 from,
go up $10.
So
From 26 to 36, right? And you
That's for
said
outside
it's Eagle Point said what?
All right, okay, motion dies for lack of a second. Now, do I have an alternative motion?
you can't compare the two courses.
No, it's two different courses.
No, that's why.
But you're going up,
30% cheaper.
yeah, you're still way cheaper.
Can't compare the two courses.
All right, so ours is blue collar, theirs is white collar.
Yeah.
All right,
well, then I'll make the motion that just go with James presented. $2.
I second that.
If we don't get a lot of blowback, I mean, I'll come back in January, present it again, and go up another.
and I think,
And that's-
I got a motion by Commissioner Gore, second by Commissioner Ties, and I don't think that's enough either, but I think $10 is too much.
I think we do this, then come back, reevaluate and budget and come.
I don't know, is it easier to go up one time or go up continually?
You need to do 4. Y'all happy with that? Right. I don't think you get much blowback on 4.
I don't think we'd get much blowback on 4 either.
I mean, we have done.
You pulling your second?
No.
He wants to pull it.
I'll pull my motion.
All right,
Let's go.
we got a motion, we're pulling the motion for $2 from Gore and Ties, and I'll entertain.
We're gonna make a motion, we'll go to 4.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Gore, second by Commissioner
I
Ties,
beat you, Billy.
$4. Any other discussion?
I'm sorry.
Still
Those
ain't
in
enough.
favor,
Uh,
opposed, motion carries. James, if you walk down and talk to him,
I'll be right back.
and come on back. All right, we'll table 12-1 for the moment, and I think we're down to 10. First thing one,
did we get
what, did I skip something?
3.2?
Look. Billy wants to take it to executive session,
Okay, 1 and 2,
purchasing land. Which one?
3.1 and 3.2.
No, we voted 3.1.
Okay.
3.2 is the only one that we hadn't voted on, correct?
That's right.
All right, precinct 1, consent,
I'm good, Judge.
I'm good.
3.
The only thing I've seen was the liaison. For the new year is that I think we need to move safety down with EMS and fire because safety reports to the fire marshal. So just to keep all that in line.
Yeah, So that's your motion?
Yes.
Second.
Oh, wait, no, okay, I got a motion second. Billy, you got anything on
I want
Is there
to
anything
take
else?
6 back to executive session. 19:6.
the, mind if I give that to Lauren?
Sure.
All right, so. Consent number 6, approve payroll changes. I got a motion and second to approve the consent. I was a little early. Are you okay with it going to executive session before we vote on it?
Oh, I am.
Who made the motion? You, Tommy? Tommy did, second by Gore. All right, then we'll vote on all the consent items except for 6, and they'll go to executive session.
Now, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
There was one that was amended, right?
Yes,
The,
19.
number 9 was amended to move safety under Commissioner Precinct 4, effective January 1. Commissioner Precinct 4. It's
yeah,
here, Danny. I got it. So if safety was under Commissioner Precinct 2, we moved it down under Commissioner Precinct 4 as the liaison.
because it's going with. Fire.
Fourth
Yeah,
fire,
just
yeah.
the group that would.
Disagree.
All right, so make sure we're clear. We're voting on all of them. One of them's amended, number 9. Number 6 is pulled for executive session, and we're voting on the rest of them. Any other questions, comments? Those in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Okay, so it's 10:40. We're going to executive session on 3.2. Purchase of property, and then personnel, and then number 6 on the consent.
Going to be addressing 12.1 for this session, or how will you do that since we left?
No, we'll come back. Well, we can. We'll have to do it after. I thought there was him, that was Bill. Yeah, we'll do it afterward. All right, thank you. All right, Chambers County Commissioner Court come to order at the executive session. It's now 11:17 a.m. 3.2. Discuss consider Kilgore Design Alternatives Land Acquisition. No action at this time. Payroll changes. Entertain a motion to approve the payroll changes.
So move.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Tax. Questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We had one under 20.2, sale or purchase of real property. I entertain a motion.
I move that we move forward with the purchase of parcel S for the Justice Center project.
Motion, you see how fast I said second? Motion by Commissioner Hammond, second by Commissioner Tice. Those, any questions? Those in favor? James, come back. You're not leaving. Those in favor? Opposed? We ain't going to your item yet. All right, back to golf course 12-1, discuss consider allowing full-time employees to work overtime at the golf course on an as-needed basis. Go ahead, John.
I talked with.
Wait,
Chelsea.
first say, Judge, you were right.
Judge, you know what I was gonna
He
say.
can't say that. He just can't spit it out. Go ahead.
I talked with HR and they said that we were not able to do that. So I'm asking that we can just use the full-time employee and just pay him overtime on his current wages.
So move. Second.
Motion by, hang on. Motion by Commissioner, who did it? Tice. Second by Commissioner Hammond. Go ahead.
You have part-time money to cover that?
No, I don't, no, but I can move some money.
But you, yeah, because you,
It'll be instead of $2.80 an hour, it'll be $11 an hour more.
And you'll be collecting more on your fees.
But Billy,
Yeah,
but
if we went to 10, it would be really good.
what we gotta figure this out too, he's not working overtime every day, I mean, every week, I mean,
Yeah.
this is spotty.
but you're not working your part-time person. You're working him overtime,
Yeah.
so it's gonna offset some of that. All right, those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Good.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
All right.
All right, we're
Thank you.
going back to
Thank you, James.
5.3, discuss consider senior citizen service in Chambers County.
Yeah, I wanted to just go back and address that for just a second. I want to make a motion that if y'all allow me to go ahead and hire a part-time driver. I mean, so out there would get me out of buying right now. That'd be my motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Gore, second by Commissioner Tice, to hire a part-time driver. Any questions, comments? Those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. I think that's it, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, nothing further come from the court. Mark, put your hand in here.
Go Stros.
Go Stros.
Go Stros.